tried to do what we asked them to do. The spirit was pretty good. The connectivity was good. So I thought it was a good first day.
What do you want to accomplish on this first day?
We want to continue laying the foundation or work on our narrative of who we are. We're going to play fast. We did it all last season. We want to see if we can play faster. We want to be more physical, and so I wanted to see that today. I saw it a little bit, but we can still up it in that area. And then we want to play together. We want to play the right way, and we were seeing glimpses of it, which is a carryover from last season. So that's what made me excited about it.
Because you have so much familiarity with these guys, do you approach camp any differently in terms of what you want to lay out in the beginning with some of these guys, or do you yourself have to be a little different?
Yeah, no, we don't have to, get deep in the review of a lot of the stuff that we did last year, because last year we were laying the foundation for everything from culture to play to whatever, and we built upon that. Now we feel our guys have a pretty good feel. The neat part about it, with the new guys coming in, we have enough veterans that were here last year that use their voice and their actions to teach these guys, so we don't have to repeat a lot of stuff. So the approach is different in that regard.
You see JaVale, he's pretty much stepping up to the plate right now. He's being real vocal from day one. I know you like that too. JaVale McGee.
For sure. He's an NBA champion. He's been around the block. I mean, he has a great feel for what's right and what's wrong. He's got a fantastic presence, and he's not afraid. And those are some of the characteristics you got to be able to have in order to be able to speak up in front of the group.
He also said that you all had some discussion about playing on the defensive end. So you kind of like lean on him, since he's pretty much skilled in that position.
Yeah, he's going to have to play the right way. He's different than what we had last year with his length and his ability to block shots and or discourage shots at the rim. He's also vocal, so we need him to be vocal. We need him to step up on that end of the floor in order for us to be able to take that next step as a unit defensively.
When you look at what he can provide offensively, of course, a lob threat, but how do you see him fitting in with the DHO game and in pick and rolls, maybe even with Monk?
And you know what, the thing I like about it, he can get in and out of a pick and roll quickly. He doesn't waste a lot of motion. Sometimes big guys, when they sprint up and they set the screen, when they roll, it's this big looping, galloping roll. But he has the ability to get up, set the screen, and dive to the rim. And even if he's just turning around, if that ball's thrown up there, he's so long. He's got great timing, great athleticism, that he could still go get it. So that's going to be big for us in the pick and roll. It's going to be big for Malik, too, because we all know that Malik is a very good pick and roll player. And now when he gets downhill, if that big doesn't pay attention to JaVale, he's going to throw that lob, and it's going to open up everything else for Malik and the rest of the second unit on the offensive end of the floor. So looking forward to seeing those guys get a little bit of continuity together throughout camp.
Last year around this time, you had like the contract for everybody to sign to give 100% or 110% buy-in. Are you doing kind of the same thing this year? Is it necessary this year with so many returners?
No, it's necessary because it's the beginning of a new season, and everybody needs to be all in. It's hard. I said it yesterday. I said the day before. It's hard to be all in because it's hard to go from a good team to a great team, and that's what we're striving to do. We want to compete for a championship, and the only way to do that is to have the utmost level of commitment from everybody, from all units across the board, vertically and horizontally, not just the basketball players, in the team, but I apologize. But community relations, ticket sales, medical, strength and conditioning, the coaching staff. We all have to be aligned in order for that to happen. We all have to embrace what our culture is, the way we're going to play, and if we do that, we're all in. And I value that, so we all signed it.
Okay, so a new contract was drawn up and signed already.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Mike, Sasha and JaVale in particular coming in, how much of an adjustment will the pace be, and how do you implement that and get them up to speed?
How much will the adjustment be for those guys or for us as a team?
For them to adapt and adjust to the style of play.
We were probably the fastest team in the league last year, and so it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment for JaVale because I don't know. You would have to ask him, but I don't know if he's played as fast as we want to play, which he's more than capable of doing. But doing it every single possession is the hard part. And so that's probably a better question for him. And same with Sasha. I watched him a couple of times, but I'm not sure what their philosophy was offensively and if they played as fast as we are going to play. So I think they both will have to make a little bit of an adjustment. It's a guess, but that's a better question for them.
There was a lot of talk yesterday about family and the environment that's kind of grown here. How much pride do you take in helping to foster that? And is there the things you do as a coach to kind of bring that along?
You know, and I take a lot of pride in it because I think that word is used real loosely. Everybody says, hey, we're family, but nobody really tries to show it. We're not perfect with it, but we try like the Dickens to really show that we are family and that we're here because of the players. This is a players' league. We're here to service the players, and we're going to ask and demand a lot from them, but we also want to make sure that they feel like they're welcomed, and their better halves and or kids are welcome too, because they're spending a lot of time away from them throughout the course of the year. And so we try to foster that, and I do it a lot by trying to be present, trying to touch everybody, not just the players but the wives and the kids and all that when they're here. And you just hope that everybody kind of follows your lead during the course of any interactions that you have with other people's families.
Coach, what does it mean to have Trey back, and how does he contribute to kind of that family vibe that you were just talking about?
Trey's such a good guy. He understands what's right, what's wrong. He's going to bring it every day, and you know, he gives us a lot of versatility. He can play the 4, he can play the 3, but just as importantly, he could be the 5 if we want to go small and still stretch the floor. When we know that if he is that, we're not going to get beat by a big ducking in, because Trey's going to fight like hell just to keep that guy out of the paint.
Anything new from Keegan?
I mean, Keegan's his aggressiveness is welcome. You know, that's going to have to happen. And other than that, you know, he's a little stronger. I mean, I'm sure you see his arms and his body, so he could take a hit or two. But other than that, you guys will all see. I like his progress so far.
Coach, several players raved about Sasha yesterday and his shooting ability. What did you kind of see from him today on day one?
He's still learning the ropes, you know. The one thing that I did like, he didn't hesitate. We don't want him hesitating at all. If he feels like he's open at any time, let that thing fly. And that's why it's important for us to get him to understand, hey, if you don't get the rebound, get to the corner, because as good a shooter as he is, him sprinting to the corner is going to flatten the defense, because everybody's going to, hey, get him. And you got a guy like Fox. You got a guy like Davion, you got a guy like Malik. Those guys bringing the basketball and their ability to get downhill and touch that paint, it's going to open up a lot of things just with his presence on the floor. And if you leave him, it's probably going to be good.
Thanks, everyone.